Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'm taking all the grace. Where I am now.
It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Welcome our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, and WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go to our newest platform or channel. That's Crystal Records One, of course, on YouTube, and also FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton on YouTube. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, and we promise if you go there to YouTube, we'll shout you out right now.
Shout out.
Ooh, yeah. Mr. E, how was your weekend?
Wonderful weekend. I had a great weekend, and yours?
Mine was fabulous, of course. I did a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and enjoyed myself. Just a wonderful, easygoing, beautiful day. And the first day of autumn.
That's right. It's the first day of autumn, and the leaves are about to fall, and the grass gonna start withering away. Some people grass, and you're gonna start pulling out your coats and changing your wardrobe because fall is in the air.
Yeah, we have some good weather this week, but eventually, our mornings are gonna get cooler. Yeah. And then our days, of course, will follow, especially with the change of time. The time is going to change eventually, and we're going to experience fall. But fall is a beautiful time of the year. We usually have some wonderful weather, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's right. Fall is a great time of the year. The leaves begin to change, and guess what? It's gonna be pretty this fall, and fall, and everybody right now is putting their little pumpkins, their little haystacks, all over the yard, and sitting them up there ready for the jack-o'-lantern.
Absolutely. But look, this is our Monday sports talk. And we got one of our special friends with us, Mr. E. Introduce him.
Well, I want you to introduce to one of my greatest nephews in the whole wide world. I remember this boy when he was a little teeny boy because he hung around with me 88% of the time, 90% of his time. And I kind of taught him everything he know. I want to introduce it to you all, your listening audience, my nephew, Mr. James Luther Everette, better known as Jabby. Good morning, Jabby.
Good morning, Unc. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone.
Jabby, we are so glad to have you on as usual. You always bring that excitement, and we're ready for some sports talk this morning. This is week 3, and talking about fire, talking about a lot going on. We want to just kick it off with Mr. E, some of the winners, some of the losers, who played good, who played bad. But first of all, Jabby, tell us your team and tell us why you follow the team you follow.
I just gravitated to it. I love the Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
And there's something about them. I gravitated them and been rooting for them ever since I was very small.
Yeah.
Very young. And I love them to death.
Well, I tell you what, they were fire on yesterday, and they did a great job, Mr. E. I know you was checking them out. They won on yesterday.
That's right.
We sure did.
That's right. Tell us about it, Jabby.
Nobody.
We did. We won 2 in a row with a backup quarterback.
Ooh, tell us about your team and tell us about that game on yesterday.
It was a great game. The backup quarterback, he's really impressed me. We played Tennessee, and we actually picked him up from Tennessee.
Wow.
My starting quarterback got hurt, so, he had something to prove going back to Tennessee after they gave up on him. And he did really good out there. It was a great team effort. The running game was going.
Yes.
He threw a couple of tags here there. He didn't lose the game, put it that way.
Absolutely.
That's right. And the score was?
I think it was 32-17, 30-14.
30 to 14. Tell the truth.
Great.
30 to 14. You know, y'all missed that fella that played on Thursday night. The New York Jets 24 beat the New Orleans Patriots 24-3. And y'all missed that fella. Y'all wish that y'all had Mr. Aaron Rodgers there.
Why do we miss Aaron?
You know why you miss Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, Mr.
He is the GOAT.
We're doing the same thing that we did when he was there.
He is the GOAT of the Packers. He is the he is the Green Bay Packers in full bloom.
Well, they didn't need him yesterday. That's for sure.
He's not a Packer fan. You can tell a person not a Packer fan because he don't know what he's talking about right now.
Well, when it comes down,
we won 1 Super Bowl for us and 1 from games. We're doing the same thing now.
And y'all couldn't get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Y'all didn't want to get rid of Aaron Rodgers. Y'all had your crying towers there.
Well,
we got rid of him after we paid him.
Well, that's why y'all.
We did with Brett Favre.
That's why you had to go down to the low part and get somebody from the Tennessee Titans.
No, my quarterback hurt. Jordan Love didn't have, baby.
He's first. Wasn't he a first round draft pick? Wasn't he a first round draft pick?
Excuse me?
Wasn't he a first round draft pick?
Who, Jordan Love?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
We moved up. I just want.
He did the same thing with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. He sat behind Aaron Rodgers. And what we doing? We look real good.
I just want to make sure your first round draft pick is, hurt already because he couldn't stand the excitement.
Well, Mr. E, make sure you give them their
props.
One
thing about Green Bay and your team, we know how to rebuild.
Oh, wow. Watch out, Mr. E.
We love we got money. We know how to write them checks.
And what's that getting? How far that's getting you?
Well, last night, if you depended on looking at last night, all the best ball teams that has a name lost yesterday.
Well, we talking about y'all already, Mr. We're talking about y'all already, Mr. E. I was gonna spare you.
He went there.
Y'all, you went there.
He went there, and he's talking about writing checks and things of that nature. So he went there.
Well, let's go there then, because I wasn't going to go there yet.
Who is your team?
They know who the number one America's team in the whole wide world. That's them Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, boy. Mr. E, you went there. I wasn't
That's
going
right.
there
And
yet.
the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys.
Same team that lost 2 in a row.
That's right. The same team lost 2 in a row to some good teams.
Oh.
I mean, they won't no fly by night team. You know, we lost to the New Orleans Saints and we lost to the Baltimore Ravens.
Woo!
But the
You just ain't lose to the New Orleans Saints. You got thrown out by the New Orleans Saints.
Well, that was the first game, but the second game we almost got blown out by the.
Both games he was
we almost got blown out. We lost by 3 points, but it's an L.
I tell you what.
Okay, you lost by 3 points, so you want to
it's an L.
But,
it's an
but
L.
Listen,
but that's okay. But guess
all
what?
Right.
We still gonna win the Super Bowl. Let's go on down the line.
We're not going down nowhere yet till we talk about that game.
Let's talk about the game.
Let's talk about Cowboys and the Ravens, bro.
Let's go ahead and talk about the Cowboys and the Ravens.
First of all, I was afraid to look at that game because you all started off so bad. First of all, what were the penalties? Y'all just false starts and whatnot. Okay, that was all right. We went past that, Mr. E. But this is the thing I couldn't understand, and I could hardly look at this game. The Cowboys in the up until the fourth quarter won't do a squat.
That's right. We'll come back.
What happened? This is your team. No,
now,
this is your team. Let's find out what happened to your team on yesterday. And they did redeem themselves, but that was way at the end, and it was too late. It was close, but it was too late. What happened? Tell us, explain about that game with the Ravens.
Well, the game with the Ravens, our defense wasn't hitting on 5 cents.
Woo!
Lawrence and Michael Pierce, and the whole squad, Cook and all them boys back there in the backfield wasn't hitting on. They did not come to play defense yesterday.
Wow.
Listen, it was to the point, but there was no defense played out there. Because I think that Michael Parsons said something that would help. Did you see the game last night? Yesterday, James.
Unfortunately,
Michael Parsons said what? He said he don't need to run behind grown men and tell them what job they're supposed to be doing. The Cowboys could have did better than what they did yesterday. Yes, I am a Cowboy fan, and I want everybody to know that we went down to our defense wasn't hitting on nothing yesterday.
And Dak was sitting up there looking like he had money signs in his eyes. Well, he just was in a trance.
But Dak made his money last night. Yesterday.
Yeah, but that's not fair. Give us a good game.
That's what you got, a good game.
Too late.
You got a good game yesterday. You got a game when they came back and almost ain't good enough for them horseshoes. But when they came back, they almost won the game. But if it had been for the defense, they would have won that game.
Jamie, did you see the game with the Cowboys? Yeah. Now tell us from your point of view, what in the world happened?
They can't stop the run. That's the problem.
Defense.
Everybody done found out their secret now.
Defense.
They cannot stop the run. They ain't got enough bricks in the middle of that defense.
That's right. That's right.
Can't stop that. I can put my Uncle Eddie back there and let him run the ball up.
Well, the funny thing about it is I used to put you in the football games and let you do the defensive playing. So you know defense, you know offense. So now if I had to put you out there in the game with the Dallas Cowboys, they would have won, wouldn't they?
I was playing for the Raiders. I couldn't put that.
I tell you,
on my body.
I
had to be on the opposing team. I just don't like your colors. I don't like your helmet.
Hater.
I just don't like y'all fans.
Hater.
Y'all delusional.
Hater.
But look, let's talk about the Ravens though. Jabby, talk about the Ravens. What did they do right? What did they do wrong?
They finally, because they done lost.
Yes,
that's right. That's right.
Got together to not lose the game in the fourth quarter, because the last 2 games when you've seen the Ravens play, they lost the game on themselves because they couldn't hold on to a lead.
That's right.
They started running that boy. You went and picked up Derrick Henry.
That's right.
That's what he does. He's a finisher. You keep feeding that big 18-wheeler, and he's going to wear him down. And so they finally got with the program and ran that ball at the end of the game. I mean, he ran the ball.
Did he run the ball?
against them.
That's right. I mean, when you looked at it, he ran that ball yesterday, and it's something that they have not been doing this season. It was a 3-man running back there normally for the Baltimore Ravens. When the Ravens get the ball, it's either going to be the quarterback who run the ball, it's either going to be the running back who run the ball, but they let that Diesel go to work yesterday, and he went to work yesterday. I got to give it to him.
Knew how to use it. You
That's
can't
right.
sit there in a spread formation.
That's right.
And run him. No, you got to let him sit back there 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, put a fullback in the middle, and run it right up the gut on him.
That's right. And then your quarterback got to learn how it ain't on him anymore, you know. So what they did yesterday, he learned that he's not the star. He got to give the ball to who can run that ball, and they did a wonderful job yesterday against Big D.
I want to talk about
Saints did the same thing, didn't it?
Who?
Did the same thing.
That running game. That running game. When you looked at, and what's it called, got hurt yesterday, who ran the ball for the New Orleans Saints. I mean, he ran the ball. I mean, that they found out that Micah Parsons and the defense. Now I'm putting it as the lead at Lawrence and Micah Parsons. They did a bum job yesterday.
You ain't got no hogs in the middle. Huh? That's your problem.
That's right.
Your defensive tackle's not big enough. You got speed rushers. That's why y'all can always sack the quarterback. But when somebody line it up mano, y'all ain't got no bricks in your back pocket in the middle to stop nobody.
Well, we're too light in the hips, and you know that when it gets into the secondary, they was too light in the secondary too, because they couldn't stop a freight train if they wanted to.
Well, I tell you what,
so you just got problems all around.
We just got a defensive. We just got a defensive problem, but we're gonna take care of that.
Well, let's see.
You're gonna see a new Cowboy coming next week.
All right, now listen.
Who y'all got next week? Washington?
We got I think we got the Commanders next week.
Oh, I got to see that game. But anyway, look, let's move on to a team that's really impressing me, and we got a fan around here, Steelers, the Bumblebees. I'm telling you, they're coming through. Played the Chargers on yesterday, 10-20. The Steelers are trying to show off this year.
Well, the Steelers are trying to do what they do. You know, they're 3-0, and it's about time the Pittsburgh Steelers started doing something, because they were still relying on Franco Harris. But Franco Harris and the bowling ball is no longer there, so they had to go back to the same old format that they've been going back in the days of old with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So my hat's off. You know, back in the day, they had bowling ball, Franco Harris and all them boys, in order for them to be able to win a team. But they in their league, they in the little boy league. They down there with the little boys, and what the NFL has done, they tried to bring the little boys up with the big boys. So now the little boys got the speed, and they putting the job on them big boys. So Franco Harris, the Pittsburgh Steelers did a wonderful job on the Chargers.
Absolutely.
They sure did. They got back to their roots of running the ball, playing ball control, and then because they got a great defense.
That's right.
They want to run the ball, milk that clock. They want to make the game ugly.
That's right. They don't want a 35-28 game. No, they want a 10-9 or 16-10. Low scoring. Yeah,
because they got that defense.
Listen, yesterday, I know Steve Harvey's a little bit upset today because the Cleveland Browns, they dropped down. They are 0-2. The Cleveland Browns dropped down, but it was surprising to me yesterday to see another person in my division. Now, normally the Giants be wrestling against the Commanders for last place. So now the Giants look like they want to do a little something. 21-15 when they beat the
be in last place.
Oh, you must have been thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
Cleveland horrible, man. That boy Deshaun Watson, he's a shell of his stuff right now. All that money they gave him, he's not the same Deshaun Watson that came from Houston. All that stuff that went on outside of off the field issues, I think it's messed him up mentally, because he's not that same player anymore.
Wow. Jabby, what team impressed you yesterday? Anybody, any team, not your team? I know they impressed you.
Seattle Seahawks impressed me yesterday.
Wow.
They're looking real good. Their defense is
with
really
the Dolphins.
Strong. Geno Smith is looking good. Now you got DK Metcalf back to the elite receiver that he is. And they got to run a game. Seattle's going to be a problem, especially when they play at home.
Well, I also looked at, I looked at the game yesterday, and one of the teams that really stood out to me last night that made me look at them twice was the Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, the Vikings are coming through.
The Vikings, they look so
They look
wonderful.
real good.
That's
I
right.
always knew that Minnesota was going to be okay because they have an elite offense. They can put up points. They could have put any quarterback back there, and that's all he got to do is throw the ball.
And not only
so many offensive players.
Not only that, Mr. Jones for the Minnesota Vikings, running back for them, he came through for them last night. So
you know where he came from, right?
Where he come from?
He was the Packers, baby.
All right.
Well, why y'all
for like 10 years?
Why y'all didn't keep it? Why y'all didn't keep it?
Because we got Josh Jacobs now.
He ain't did that.
All right.
We got you got to rebuild, like I said earlier. It's time to rebuild. Aaron Jones, he was starting to get nicked up and injury prone, so we got younger. We're the youngest team in the league. That's why we winning, right?
That's right. That's right. I got to get to you. Y'all did good yesterday. You did it. You did wonderful. So my hat's off to you folks. And because I got so tired of seeing the cheeseheads run around there. Every time I turn around, all I saw was cheesehead and cheesehead. Somebody that really shocked me yesterday, James, was that Carolina Panthers. They finally won a game.
What do you say? Finally?
Yeah, they finally beat the Raiders.
In there. Sometimes you got to go with the veterans instead of throwing them young boys right in the frying pan early. Let them sit back and learn. They put the veteran in there, and he moved the offense.
That's right. Wow. That's right.
Another one. Let me say this one: the Eagles and the Saints. Oh my goodness,
that was a good game.
Woo, that was a good game.
That was a good game. That was a really good game there.
That was a well-fought game yesterday. The defense was on 100 cylinders. The offense was on 100 cylinders. I think your boy got hurt. Kamara got hurt yesterday, and when it
was a crazy injury because he had broke for like 15, 20 yards before he got hurt.
That's right. And when he got hurt yesterday, then the ball game shifted because he the one that did the damage to the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh.
When the Dallas Cowboys played against...
He threw it all. He catch the ball out the back.
That's right.
He can run between the tackles. He can run it up the gut. He can go around the end. I mean, he does it all.
One of the teams that folks are not talking about that's going down the drain, there's two more teams we want to talk about. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the 49ers. The 49ers is done lost to the Rams 27-24. What's wrong with the 49ers?
They're injured. They'll be bad. They don't. I don't even worry about the 49ers. Right now, they banged up. You got that running back, Chris McCaffrey.
That's right.
He's hurt. You got Debo Sanders.
That's right.
He's hurt. And then yesterday,
and two linebackers are hurt too.
The tight end didn't play.
That's right.
Too. So they hurt right now.
So
they'll be in the midst of the end of the year.
So they're starting 5. All of them are hurt.
Yeah.
That's right.
Wow.
What about Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Do you think they need to put TB back up there?
No.
Tom Brady.
I knew that was a fluke anyway.
Tom Brady's gone for good. You should see him now. Sit there looking rich.
I don't have too much faith in Baker Mayfield anyway.
Right. When the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they played against the Denver Broncos, and any time you let Denver beat a game 26-7, what a crazy ball game that was on yesterday.
One thing about Tampa, they don't have a running game.
That's right.
At all.
That's
they
right.
They have no running game.
That's right. But to let the Carolina Panthers win, and then the Miami Dolphins, who's a good squad. His brother.
That hurt them.
His brother plays with the Dallas Cowboys. Didn't own up to nothing. That Diggs boy didn't do anything. You see how weak he was in the backfield when he could have had an interception that would have totally turned the game around. He gonna let the man catch the ball and still score. They had no speed. But his brother who played Diggs, right? Diggs, yeah, Diggs. And then his brother plays for the Miami. He plays for Houston. Well, they traded him, didn't they? But the Miami Dolphins.
The Dolphins are not starting off too good for me.
They lost their quarterback. They lost their brand and soul. Their quarterback. That hurts them. If you don't have a quarterback in the NFL, you're not going to win.
Wow.
That's why them quarterbacks get paid the money they get paid. It starts with them. So if you don't have a franchise quarterback, you're not going to win too many games in the NFL. I think the shocker was the way the Houston Texans lost.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord. Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you think about when the Detroit Lions played against those them Cardinals?
Oh, that was a good
The
game.
Cardinals are for real. Now that Kyler Murray is back healthy,
Okay.
that little mighty mouse be running around the field. They chasing them all day.
That's right, all day long, at speed too. Give him 2 seconds give him 2 seconds out of the box, and guess what? He gone. You can say bye-bye.
Yeah, them little legs be moving on.
You can say bye-bye. Your boy talked a little smack last night, the final game of last night, NFL, with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Falcons. He said, we done won 3 games in a row, so we on a roll. So, Kirk Cousins did real good for the Falcons last night.
Yeah, he get back in the groove.
That's right. That's right.
He did all them old heads, him and Aaron Rodgers, they look good this week.
That's right.
Everyone was rusty, coming off injury, so they look good. But, I mean, the Chiefs are 2-time back-to-back champions.
Yes,
so they can talk, they talk. They earned the right to talk, they talk. And they're undefeated again this year.
You said him and who?
I'm talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 2-time back-to-back champions, and they're undefeated again. So they can talk the talk.
Him and who? I like
him. Who?
I like that name. I like that name you call him and who?
You talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers. That used to be the cheesehead. Aaron Rodgers looked good on yesterday. James, I switched channels on you last night, and I went to WNBA. What do you think about the WNBA?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing to watch,
Yeah.
When they first started, they were missing layups and. The game was raggedy, but they got so many superstars now.
Absolutely.
And finally, these women are really getting paid what they supposed to get paid.
That's right.
And it's beautiful to watch. I like the Aces, but I think the Liberty's gonna win it all.
Well, I like the Fevers.
You like the Fevers?
I like the Fevers.
You like the young squad?
Yeah,
that's girl is on that one.
My girl is on that squad.
His girl Caitlin.
They ain't ready right now. They still young.
You give Caitlin a few more years, and she gonna show some stuff out there.
She already doing it, ain't she?
Caitlin
They doing it
I think
now.
she's the rookie of the year. Am I right?
Yes. She averaged like 27 points a game, second leading scorer. She leads the WNBA in assists, which is 10.5 assists a game. So she really doing her thing out there. She finally. Yeah, at the beginning of the year, she was complaining a lot about getting beat up,
yes.
the league and stuff like that. But finally, the coach told her, stop whining and play.
That's right. Settle down.
Let me fuss with the refs.
That's right.
Play your game.
That's right. She's a beast and she should know it. So, Mr. E,
ain't nobody messing with that monster up in Vegas.
Ooh.
Who's that?
Wilson.
Wilson. She's that girl ain't nothing but the truth.
Ain't nothing but the truth. She averaged about 30 points a game.
Listen, she's the most valuable player this year. Am I right?
Yes.
And
she deserved it.
That's
she
right.
Won it last year. She gonna win it again this year.
That's right. What about your new girl that's coming there just dating? What's his name? He plays Kevin Durant. She's him and her got a little thing going on. You know, I think they got a little thing going on. Miss Reese.
She don't have time there. She got to go on and play ball.
Got nothing going on. You know how the internet does.
They said that.
You know how the internet is. They speculate on a lot of things, but Angela Reese, she has to develop more of an offensive thing.
That's
she can rebound. Don't get me wrong. She's a monster on the board. She can rebound. But for her team to be successful, she's going to have to develop a jump shot and more of an offensive game, because most of her offense it comes from rebounding the basketball and just laying it back up. She's got to develop a jumper, a 10 or 12-foot jumper, to be more effective for that team to win.
Absolutely.
Because they could have made the playoffs.
That's right.
It was right there, but then she got hurt.
That's right.
But I tell you what, they playing that ball. But let's go back to the NFL.
It's a beautiful thing to see these women out here playing the ball, and finally they don't have to go overseas no more to get paid. We can keep our players over here.
Amen.
All right.
Look, let's go back to the NFL and let's talk about what's coming up this week.
Well, tonight's game gonna be a barn burner Monday night. So we got a double hitter tonight. That's right. We got 2 games planned. We got the Jaguars playing against the Buffalo Bills and the Bengals playing against the Commanders. Let me know your pick. What do you think, James? Jacksonville Jaguars, which is a 0-2, and the Buffalo Bills, which is a 2-0. What do you think?
I think the Bills will get them because the Bills playing at home. And they tough when you playing up there at Oyster Park. It's tough to beat them at home. And that boy Josh Allen, he's really, really good.
And your pick, Miss Hinton?
So I got them, and I think Cincinnati is going to beat the Washington because Cincinnati. It's just something about them. The Bengals. They always start off like this beginning of the year.
That's right.
They lose a couple of games to be 0-3 or 0-4, and then they turn it up. But the Bengals, they're going to be in the midst of the end because you see how when they play Kansas City, it always go down to the last second.
Well, Miss Hinton, what is your pick? Because we got to get out of
Up
here.
in there, I'll do the Bills, and then I'll say the Bengals.
Well, I'm going with the Bengals and the Bills.
All right.
So
man.
tonight,
I figured you were going to say that. He refused to say Washington.
never that. I don't think that there's a name called Washington.
Well, look, thank you so much, James, for being on.
Anytime.
We look
Y'all
forward to
stay blessed
seeing
out
you
there.
again.
Stay safe.
Love you, boy.
God bless you.
Love you too.
You all come over here for a second. We're going to give you some upcoming shows. I hope you've enjoyed Sports Talk, and we'll see you again on Wednesday. Bye now.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show. That's Sports Talk on FYI Radio Show. And if you'd like to be a special guest sponsor or intern of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, FYI Facebook page, or Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or you can email us at FYI Radio Show live at gmail.com. Our special guest has been none other than my cousin, my nephew, Mr. James Luther Everette. Don't forget to join us and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday.
All right. Talking about NFL fun, NFL fire, Mr. E. It was a great game. You know, we may be clowning and laughing at some of the teams, but I tell you what, it's early, and we never know who's gonna come through.
That's right. When you look at the NFL and you're looking at who's came through last night, it's any man's game. Like you normally say, it's any man's game. So when we looked at the sports last night, we saw San Francisco 49ers, who's supposed to have been dynamite. They're 0-2 now, 1-2 now. They done lost 2 games, and last year they the one knocked the Cowboys out of the box last year. So they're 1-2, and they lost to the Rams, who's a 1-2, and the score was 27-24.
Mr. E, I need you to give a look in your crystal ball about the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles, they won yesterday. But guess what?
By the hair, their chin.
They won by the hair of their chin. They don't show up. They don't show up to battle. Then they're gonna lose everything. But they was playing against a great team yesterday. Those boys they had to play against yesterday was ball players. I mean, I believe that the only way that they fell off the ladder is because one, he got hurt.
Wow.
He got hurt. When Kamari got hurt on yesterday, when the Saints, Kamari, that running back, when he got hurt after running 50 yards, and he got hurt doing the 50, he would have, I believe and gave it back to him, he would have run the Eagles right out the stadium.
Mr. E, there's a young man that looked like your little grandson on the Green Bay Packers. Malik, I thought I was scream. I looked at that little cute little face and looked just like Maverick. You got to check him out.
I have a nephew named Malik who's a Green Bay Packer fan.
Yeah.
And so he looked like my grandson Maverick.
He looked. Just check him out. I'm telling you, it was like, wait a minute, is this the future of that child? But anyway, it looked just like him. But the games were good. They were fire. But like I said, it's early. We're going into week 4 now, Mr. E. We've given our predictions. And, who you feel like is coming through that they don't usually, come like that? Anybody that you have in mind, any team that you can't have in mind? We didn't talk about the Commanders. Who is it that you're looking at that you're saying, wow, these guys are cutting fire right now?
When I look at it, if I had to pick a secondary team, Cowboys always going to be my number 1 team. But if I had to pick a secondary team, the New Orleans Saints would be my secondary team. I always like the New Orleans Saints,
Yeah, they
especially
could.
that boy by the name of Kamari.
Mhm.
What a he wears gold cleats, and all you see when he's running is that gold
Oh,
spinning
wow.
around, and it's saying money, 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 money. You know, I got a call last night about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock,
Uh-huh.
9:30, 10 o'clock,
Uh-huh.
and a fellow said, "I must only checking on you. I'm
Who is
checking
that?
on you." That fellow by the name of Mr. Cedric Bailey.
Shout out to
He
Cedric Bailey.
decided to call me and said, "Now, Ed, one of the things I've done, I learned how to leave the Dallas Cowboys alone because they used to be my team." I said, "That's wonderful, Cedric." I said, "But have you learned how to leave the Raiders alone? Because the Raiders fell to one of the worstest teams in the league,
Oh,
the Carolina Panthers."
what was the score?
The final score was 36-22.
Ooh, the Raiders, you all have to get your brand up. You know, the Raiders, y'all, you all. But I really believe that brand needs to really be out there. You all need those stars and celebrities and the great players to really make that team what
That's
it
right.
should
That's
be.
right. That's right.
But anyway, we're looking forward to some great games. And Mr. E, now I'm putting it in the atmosphere, Mr. E. We gotta go to a professional ball game this season.
You know, Miss Hinton, I was just shocked yesterday, and I knew that if I knew that the Cowboys was up here in Baltimore, I
Mhm.
said to myself, I could have went to the game yesterday and saw the Baltimore Ravens and the Cowboys play on yesterday.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it was to my it behooved me, and found out that they was there, and I didn't make it to that game.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go. I really don't. It doesn't make a difference to me, Miss Hinton. It doesn't necessarily has to be the Cowboys against such and such. Long as I get an opportunity, one game I don't want to go. One team played I don't really want to go see. I would go,
Tell
but
me.
I don't want to go. That's Commanders. I
Ooh,
don't
for
even want to
real. You
go.
don't even want to go, and
I'll
even
go.
if it's close.
I'll go just to see a professional game to make sure that
But
it's on and popping.
you're
But
not impressed, not
I'm
particular.
I'm not a fan of the Commanders. I'm not a fan of the Commanders because the Commanders, you know, to me they like Trump. They
They don't have.
unbalanced. Yeah.
Okay, listen, y'all. Tonight, FY After Dark, we're gonna do a replay. But we're in the fall, and when we change times, we're gonna be popping in and out. And we want you all to be a part of our audience. We want you to be a special guest, and also you can sponsor FYI After Dark. Also, pushing the vote. Listen, I'm gonna vote early. Virginia, get out there and vote.
That's
We're
right.
pushing the vote. We have some local things going on, elections. We got some guests that's going to be coming on, talking to you all about that, some of the issues. And we're also going to be looking at the big picture, the presidential election, and why you should go out there, why it's important to know what the issues and the ballot says, why you should make sure you check on your credentials and make sure you are registered for this election. How many days we got?
That's right. You got about 50 days left.
No more 50.
November.
We're not in the 50s anymore.
We had about 60 some days.
Mm-mm.
Today
We're
is
in the
September,
40s.
October, November,
November, September, October, all of that's 31. We have
about 40 some days left.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. But here's what you can do. And you can also call downtown to your local office, Virginia Beach office, to find out to what's on the ballot. You want to know what's on the ballot so you can be aware or understand what's going on. You know, because sometimes, like in Chesapeake, they don't have a recycling program going on. You know, where when you recycle stuff, they get paid for it. So now they're trying to bring that back. So hey, listen, if you want to recycling program in Chesapeake, make sure you write your name down on it and pull that lever. North Carolina, I want to say you got to make it to the polls. You gotta make it to the poll. You got a black man and a white man that causing more confusion in the Carolinas. You got that fella by the name of Mark Robbins, Mark Robinson, and also Trump is making nothing but problems going down there in the Carolinas. So I'm begging Carolinas, go out there and do what you do.
Absolutely. So look, we're gonna have some immigration stories coming up. We're gonna talk about, like I said, getting out there voting, women's issues, men's issues, and more and more and more. So listen, continue to tune in. Ms. D's gonna give you the information on how you can be a special guest sponsor intern with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest sponsor of the most talked about or intern of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton Facebook page, our FYI Facebook page, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Again, that's FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com.
Sheila Robbins, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Then we have Hillbilly_Girl Lover join. Thank you so much. You all that are on and I don't see you, thank you for your support. And we're going to definitely see you back here on Wednesday, but don't forget to check out our replay tonight at 6 p.m. on all social media platforms. Have a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful day.
Do that and be blessed. 2 up, 2 down. FYI.